Guys, so we have multiple breaking news coming out. We're gonna start with this one first. Secretary of State Marco Rubio reveals UFOs are flying over restricted nuclear facility. What? Alright, so we're gonna see what's going on here, guys. Once again, Marco Rubio reveals UFOs are flying over restricted nuclear facility in trailer for shocking new document. Alright, so this is going to be released November 21st, 2025. Wow. Alright, so we're going to see what's going on here, guys. We have a lot more information coming out. Do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Look at this one here. Venezuela is moving soldiers, troops into position on the Caribbean coast and mobilizing what President Nicholas asserts is a millions strong militia in a display of defiance against the biggest American military buildup in the Caribbean since the 1980s. Millions. Millions of militia? Alright, so we're going to see what's going on there, guys. So we do have a lot more information coming out. There's a video here I want to play to you guys. And this is Nicholas, and he is not pleased. You guys already know there was another boat. Another boat was hit today. But this one here, it seems like the people that were in the boat survived. Alright, so that information came out today, not too long ago. Alright, so we're going to get to all this news here, guys. So once again, subscribe, hit that notification bell. US carries out another strike on suspected drug vessel in the Caribbean, leaving some survivors. John Bolton has been indicted. You know, all this indictment going on at the same time, WW3 is kind of rising. All right, so Zelensky said Russia is still terrorizing Ukraine. All right, we're going to get to all this news here, guys. Once again, National Guard forces have been deployed on U.S. President Donald orders to aid law enforcement personnel in Memphis, Tennessee, the state military department said on Thursday. And once again, huge explosions reported in occupied Donetsk, Russia's Sochi, amid drone strikes. Alright, guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also the description box. Thank you again for your support. Your support is what keeps us on air. Guys, make sure you follow me on this channel, The Real GS News. This channel, we were blowing up for the past 3 years straight. But ever since we hit the year 2025, boom, it just crashed. We used to get like 10,000 views in 2 hours. We only have 700. This one here, 800. So it's getting worse every day. Now, it's not because people don't want to watch our video. It's because this thing called the algorithm, you know what. And this is happening to thousands of other channels out there. If you go onto Reddit or on Twitter, people are just not pleased with this platform, what they're doing to our channels. So, again, don't let the platform die. Again, the channel die. Make sure you follow me on The Real GS News. I've been posting some very good videos. And again, all the links will be in the description box. And if you guys want to help support the channel, Patreon, $5 a month will get you the access. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on YouTube. So if you guys want to check out the Patreon link, it will be in the description box. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you guys kind of like the background. I wanted to do a little change here. Last time I did the change in the background was like back in 2000 and 2021, I think it was. So let me know if you guys like the background. But yeah, let me make myself a little small here. All right, so we're gonna see what's going on with this one. UFOs are no longer the stuff of science fiction. In a shocking new trailer for the documentary The Age of Disclosure, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio makes an incredible admission, telling director Dan, "We had repeated instances of something operating in the airspace over restricted nuclear facilities, and it's not ours." Now, Marco Rubio, he's been sounding the alarm about this, and this is not the first time. He said this back in 2021. He said our nuclear facilities are being invaded by UFO. And so he really sounding the alarm on this one here. So there is some kind of documentary that's coming out November 21st, and he's breaking down everything. So Rubio is one of many high-ranking officials from both sides of the aisle who were interviewed for the film, which now has a release date after first debuting earlier this year at the SXSW Film Festival. The documentary will stream worldwide. Worldwide. On Prime Video on November 21st. Alongside an Oscar qualifying theatrical run in New York City, Los Angeles, and Washington, D.C. November 21st. That's supposedly, again, if I'm not mistaken, I think November 21st, around there, supposed to be that new light that's supposed to appear in the sky, according to Baba, the blind woman, and also according to Brandon Biggs. Now, again, guys, I don't look up to these people. I don't. But we cannot remain silent. We have to, call out these false teachers and false prophets. I know a lot of people follow them. Again, even in the book of Jeremiah, a few people followed Jeremiah, while a great number of people followed the false prophets. You can read the book of Jeremiah yourself. Jeremiah only had a few people listening to him, and a great number of people were listening to false prophets. So it says here, purporting to unravel an 80-year-old global cover up of a non-human intelligence life, along with a secret war among major tensions to reverse engineer advanced technology of non-human origin. The film features testimony from 34 members of the U.S. Gov, military, and intelligence communities. These are otherworldly things that are performing maneuvers that haven't been seen. Congressman Andre, a Democrat and a member of the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, also says in a trailer. But the most astonishing revelation comes from Jay Stanton, whom the documentary described as the former head of the Gov UAP, or Unidentified Anomalous Phenomenon Task Force. Once again, guys, I'm not a big fan of aliens. I really don't believe in aliens. I don't. I do believe that there are demons and fallen angels, Nephilims, you name them. I do believe that there are those that the scripture mentioned. And the reason why I believe in it, because it comes from the scriptures. God has warned about these demonic. Even Jesus has cast out many demons that were possessing people back in his time, 2,000 something years ago. So you had Legion, one of the demons, which stands for we are many. Legion was cast out from this person into the pigs, and the pigs, you guys already know what happened to the pigs. But yeah, I mean, those are the only thing I believe. All right, there are demons, there are fallen angels, but when it comes to aliens and stuff like that, Again, that's something that comes from men, all right, compared to scriptures. All right, so, and like I said, I'm not trying to bash anyone out there that believes in that type of stuff, but again, that's just me. I just don't believe in aliens. It says here, I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings, Stratton says. So this man has seen it. He's seen the aliens. He's seen the aliens with his own eyes. As for how such a monumental secret could be kept under wraps, Marco Rubio offers a hint, saying even presidents have been operating on a need-to-know basis, but that begins to ramp out of control. Now, this is the biggest disinfo campaign in the history of the US Gov. Once again, this coming out from Farah, previously told the Entertainment Weekly. Now, clearly, the facts around this topic have been covered up for 80 years and kept from the public, and every single high levels credible person I interviewed did not think that was right. Now, they knew that was the case, and they did not think it was acceptable. So what are your thoughts on this, guys? I want to read your comments. Leave your comments down below. It says here, asks for his biggest takeaway from making the film. Farah added, I think it was very eye-opening to me that every single person I interviewed was not questioning any of the base facts that we normal people are questioning. Are we alone in the universe? That's Are we alone in the universe? Here's the thing, guys. We have God, we have Jesus, we have the Holy Spirit. We are not alone because we have the Father with us. Does the US Gov know about then it's told what? Give me a second. Does the US Gov know more than it told us? Those weren't questions. Instead, he said the question were, what happens if an adversarial nation with bad intentions reverse engineers this technology and weaponizes it before we can figure it out? Also featuring interviews with Senator Kirsten and Senator Mike Rounds, former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, and many more. Farah said he hopes the age of disclosure help not only educate his audience, but also can actually be helpful to people in a position of power within our gov to bring more transparency to the public. All right, so once again, this is a very important news that is making headlines right now. I mean, this is just blowing up all over the place. Marco Rubio reveals UFOs are flying over restricted nuclear facility. Here's the thing, guys. I believe what's flying over our nuclear facility are the Russians, Chinese, North Korean. Their stuff is flying over our region. Their stuff is flying over our region. Their stuff is way too advanced, and we here thinking that it's aliens. So what are your thoughts on that story, guys? Leave comments down below. Okay, so we're gonna see what's going on here. Nicholas is going cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. Alright, give me a second here. Let me just fix this so you guys have a better view. Yeah, it's pretty Alright, let's see what's going on here. It has a translation too. So let me just play this. Very important, guys. Please share the video. Thank you.
El gobierno de Estados Unidos decide mandar a la CIA para Venezuela. ¿Ustedes vieron la noticia? Autorizaron que la CIA haga operaciones contra Venezuela, contra la paz de Venezuela. Eso nunca se había visto. Siempre lo han hecho. Siempre lo han hecho. Pero jamás ningún gobierno anterior, desde que la CIA existe, dijo públicamente que mandaba a la CIA a matar, a derrocar y a acabar a los países. Aquí está un historiador, Alejandro. Nunca, Alejandro. Y pueden revisar la historia de los últimos 70 años. Todos los golpes de Estado en América Latina. 1974, Guatemala, Jacobo Arben. 1965, República Dominicana, Juan Bosch. 1964, Brasil, João Goulart. 1973, Chile, Salvador Allende. Solo para contar unos pocos, todos los golpes de Estado en América Latina, comprobados por los documentos publicados por el gobierno de Estados Unidos desclasificados, todos los gobiernos fueron derrocados y los presidentes asesinados por la CIA.
Wow.
Y pare usted de contar en el mundo. Mossadegh, 1952, Irán, un presidente nacionalista. Y al pasar del tiempo la CIA dijo, pedimos perdón, porque derrocamos a todos estos presidentes porque dijimos que eran comunistas, que eran terroristas. Pero al pasar del tiempo nos dimos cuenta que era mentira, que no era verdad. Le pedimos perdón a Guatemala, República Dominicana, Brasil, Chile, Irán. ¿Cómo se llama eso? Inmoralidad. Pero por primera vez en la historia, un gobierno en Estados Unidos dice que ha dado autorización y orden para ir a atacar a un país. Yo solamente digo, nuestro pueblo está claro, está unido, está muy consciente, tiene millones de ojos y millones de oídos y tiene la forma para que nosotros volvamos a derrotar esta conspiración abierta contra la paz y la estabilidad de Venezuela y ganemos la paz y la estabilidad a la cual tiene derecho el pueblo de Venezuela.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, yesterday, I think it was the Wall Street Journal said that you have the CI, you know what, was sent to Venezuela, and you have Nicholas responding to it. So give me a second here. Let me just go back here really quick. So Venezuelan leader Nicholas says his country is preparing for an all-out war with the CI. He tells his people the agencies has been responsible for toppling Gov across the South America since its creation. Nicholas says this is the first time in history that the CI has openly declared its intentions, and he is calling on all Venezuelans to unite in defeating it. Wow. At the same time, U.S. carries out another strike on suspected vessel in the Caribbean, leaving some survivors. So that happened today, October 16th, excuse me. I think I'm going to use this window here. Give me a second. Let me just fix this. Okay, so you have Venezuela tells UN Security Council U.S. strikes were illegal. Venezuela has asked the UN Security Council to declare recent U.S. strikes off its coast illegal after U.S. President confirmed authorizing the CI to conduct covert operations there. Ambassador Samuel Mogada accused Washington of taking 27 on a civilian vessel transiting international water and urged an investigation. Now, it says here Nicholas condemned what he called an open conspiracy to stabilize Venezuela. The U.S. defended the strike under Article 51 of the UN Charter, citing self-defense against threat to Americans. Wow. What are your thoughts, guys? Here's another one. You have U.S. forces strike drug vessels off Venezuela, survivors reported. Now, the U.S. military conducted a new strike Thursday on a narco, vessel in the Caribbean, according to a U.S. official who spoke to Reuters. Now, the operation carried out under the U.S. Southern Command, SOUTHCOM, reportedly targeted a drug-running ship near Venezuela coast. Now, it says here, unlike previous strikes in the region, earlier reports indicate survivors among the crew. So this is something new. The U.S. has taken out, I think, 4 vessels, and anybody that was in those vessels were obliterated. They were gone. But this one here, you had survived. I mean, people, those survived in the vessel. It seems like they might have used some other equipment. But this is something new. So once again, the Pentagon has not yet released additional details, and the incident has not been officially confirmed. Wow. And this is the one what they're talking about. The U.S. president unleashes the CIA in Venezuela. All right. Nicholas is not pleased. The man is not pleased. And now, boom. Venezuela is moving troops. This is coming out, well, it came out 11:36 p.m. October 16. So once again, Venezuela is moving troops into position on the Caribbean coast and mobilizing what Nicolas Maduro asserts is a millions-strong militia. Millions. That's crazy. Millions. That's crazy. In a display of defiance against the biggest American military builder in the Caribbean since the 1980s. All right, so now we're going to go with the next news. We're going to go with Mr. Bolton. Wow. So, again, there's multiple people being indicted. You had, which one was the first one? James Comey. He was the first one to be indicted. Which one was the second one? There was another one. Letitia James. She was another one. John Bolton. I know there's another person, too, that was indicted. There's another person. I forget. But, that's another person that was indicted, too, guys. So, it says here you have the former U.S. National Security Advisor, Mr. Bolton, has been indicted by a federal grand jury in Maryland on 8 counts of transmission of national defense info and 10 counts of retention of national defense info, according to CNN. Now, prosecutors are claiming that Mr. Bolton shared more than 1,000 pages of info about his day-to-day activity, and 2 unauthorized individuals identified as his wife and daughter through emails written as diary entries sent over AOL. Now, Mr. Bolton is expected to surrender himself as soon as Friday, that's today, to federal authorities in Greenbelt, Maryland, with his case having been assigned to Judge Theodore, who was appointed to the bench by Barack in 2014. Wow. is now the third political opponent of the U.S. commander, Mr. Donald, to have been indicted over the past 2 months, following both former Mr. James Comey and Letitia James. It seems like once a week. It seems like once a week now. Who's next? Who's next? All right, we're going to go with the next one here, guys. Zelensky. He's in Washington, D.C. right now. So he just landed not too long ago. Once again, it says here, Mr. Zelensky. Okay, Mr. Zelensky says Russia is still terrorizing Ukraine. Now, nothing has changed for Russia. It is still terrorizing life in Ukraine. A swarm of drones struck, let's give certain names here, guys, hitting infrastructures like power grid and trains. Not a single night in recent weeks has passed without the bear strike on Ukraine. Now, most of the strike are infrastructure, a campaign of terror against our energy sector. Every air defense system for Ukraine matters. Every decision that strengthens us brings the war closer to its end. I thank everyone who stands with Ukraine. All right, so that's Zelensky. At the same time, the man landed in D.C. Give me 1 second here, guys. I got all this new setup in the background and everything, so I'm getting a little used to all this here, guys. So, Zelensky arrives in Washington as U.S. president considers Tomahawk. Okay, so Zelensky landed in Washington ahead of high-stakes talks with the U.S. commander. Focus on potential U.S. supplies of long-range missiles to Ukraine. Now, his arrival came hours after a surprise U.S. president and Russian president phone call that produced plans for a second summit in Budapest in Hungary. Once again, Zelensky hinted the news rattled Moscow. They rush to talk when they hear about Tomahawks. He'll also meet U.S. defense and energy executives before Friday's meeting that could mark a new phase in Ukraine's firepower strategy. All right. All right, so you have the National Guard have been deployed on U.S. President order to aid law enforcement personnel in Memphis, Tennessee, the state's military department said on Thursday. So I'm not going to read this one here. You guys already know the reason why he's doing this is because of the ICE facility and also to crack down crimes and stuff like that. So you guys know the routine here. We're going to go with this news. I want to see what's going on with this one here, right? So explosions reported in occupied Donetsk, Russia's Sochi, amid drone strike. Explosion had been reported in occupied Donetsk in the Russian city of Sochi amid alleged drone strike overnight on October the 17th. All right, so it says here, explosion had been reported in occupied Donetsk in the Russian city of Sochi amid alleged drone strike overnight on October 17. Once again, air defense system is active. An attack by unmanned aerial vehicles is being repelled. Now, Ukraine's army regularly strikes military infrastructure within occupied territories and deep within Russia in an attempt to diminish Moscow fighting power as it continues to wage its war against Ukraine. Now, in Donetsk, a Russian ammunition depot was hit in a drone strike with fires and explosion reported in the occupied city. 4.1 million. I guess that's the population, if I'm not mistaken. Donetsk Oblast. Yeah, that's the population as of 2022. Donetsk is also a territory that was annexed by Russia. So you see all the pink ones. You got Crimea, and then you have Zaporizhia, Donetsk, Luhansk. Those regions has been occupied territory as of April 2020. Well, it was annexed in 2022. Once again, Ukrainian authorities have not commented on the strikes, and the Kiev Independent could not independently verify the claims. All right. So once again, we're going to skip a lot of this stuff here. Overnight on October 16, Ukrainian drones struck an oil refinery in Russia's Saratov Oblast. Ukraine Special Operation Forces confirmed. All right, so that's it for that one. Let me take you back on X and see if there's any more updates here, guys. There was an earthquake 7 minutes ago, I think. There was an earthquake in the Philippines. Wow. There was an earthquake, guys. Magnitude 6.1 earthquake hits southern Philippines. Philippines has been seeing all them aftershocks. Sending prayers to the people out there in the Philippines. Peru to impose state of emergency in Lima, that's the capital, after wave of violence. But not only Peru, I heard something about Ecuador too. There's been some stuff going on there. All right, so it seems like this is all the news for tonight. Let me take you to the USGS really quick and see if there's any earthquakes here. But other than that, yeah, there's nothing going on. Nothing. Other than that, guys, do me a favor. Make sure you guys check out my channel, The Real GS News. Also, those on TikTok, make sure you follow me on The Real GS News. Also, Grand Supreme News on YouTube. All right. So again, this video here, millions to rise this week. There's going to be a massive protest October 18. On the Saturday, there's going to be that No King protest across the U.S. Make sure you check out this video. You see this title? You see that title, U.S. Cities on Edge, this Saturday? You can find this link in my comments box of this video. Please make sure you share the video. Also, a state emergency drill. All right, very important here, guys. California preps for the big one, mega quake. These two videos are not trending for some reason. The platform has been putting our stuff under the rug really, really bad. And we're not the only one, guys. We are not the only one. Let me show you some of this stuff here, guys. it's very important to talk about this. It's very sad. Hmm. If you can, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. I really appreciate it. So you do have some people here that, like I said, I do feel bad for a lot of people. I do. You guys someone saying anyone else on this platform notice a drastic drop in views lately? I mean, again, you have a lot of people out there that's very concerned. They're messaging the platform, and again, this is happening to a lot of people. Once again, another person said, if you're wondering why the platform views have decreased site wide for nearly every single channel, well, this person here, he breaks it down very good. And it seems like this a combination with the algorithm that had been placed on this platform, and we got hit. It just out of nowhere. And this is happening to those below 100,000 subs. I don't think bigger channels are getting hit. So you have this person here too. Again, I could just keep going and going and going. See, everybody's writing to the platform. So it says here, so me and many other people have also noticed our numbers drastically dropped on the platform, and I've been keeping track to try to figure out why. So it just, people just writing to the platform. There could be a few reasons for the view count to drop, like less interest. No, it's not that. It's not that. You guys added the AI stuff and kind of messed up the channels. So, but stay strong to everyone out there. Everyone that it's going through the same situation, stay strong. Stay strong. And for those of you that are subscribed to our channel, watching our video, again, make sure, if you can, if you want to help and support us to keep us on air, we do have the Patreon, $5 a month. We go live once a week. Me and my wife do it. We go live once a week, and we talk about things that we cannot talk about on YouTube. We also have the Cash App and the PayPal link in the description box and also the comments box. That's another way to keeps us on air, because this platform, they are really putting us under the rug. We used to get like 50,000 views one day. Now we're getting 10,000 views. The question is, what happened to the rest of our followers? What happened to them? A lot of our stuff is not being shown to them. They don't know that we're uploading videos. It's invisible. So it's being blocked or hidden under the rug. In other words, shadow BAN. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good night. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.